The news wey dem no want make you hear don finally burst, and the walls of the Federal High Court for Abuja dey shake as we speak. Today, Thursday, February 12, 2026, a massive wrench has been thrown into the gears of justice. Just when we thought the fight against corruption was gaining momentum, the judge presiding over one of the biggest cases in our history, the 213 billion naira fraud case involving former Attorney General Abubakar Malami, has suddenly stepped down. He didn't just adjourn, he washed his hands off the case completely. Is this a bribe, a threat, or the ultimate legal checkmate? If you want to know why this 213 billion naira case fit die natural death, stay tuned. The chaotic reality unfolding in the capital right now is something out of a political thriller. Justice Omotola Eyutatu didn't just delay the matter, he returned the case file to the chief judge for reassignment. In the corridors of the court, whispers are turning into shouts. People are asking, was he threatened? Was he compromised? Or is this the ultimate checkmate by Malami to walk free forever? Months of progress have been wiped out in a single second. The courtroom was packed, the lawyers were seated, but instead of justice, we got a bombshell resignation. Let's look at the numbers because they are staggering. We're not talking about millions, we're talking about 213.2 billion naira worth of assets. These are 57 specific properties that the EFCC claims were acquired with stolen public funds. We are talking about the massive Raihan University in Kebbi, sprawling hotels, plazas, filling stations, and residential estates in Abuja, Kano, and Kaduna. The news was tightening around the former Attorney General. The EFCC had already secured an interim forfeiture order back in January. The government was close to seizing these assets permanently, and then, suddenly, the judge quits. You have to ask yourself, why now? Why does a judge wait until the heat is on to remember personal reasons? Legal analysts are already warning that this recusal strategy is the oldest trick in the book. If you can't win the case, you frustrate the system until it restarts. Every time a judge leaves, the new judge has to start de novo from the very beginning. Witnesses are recalled, evidence is retendered, and Malami buys himself months, maybe years of freedom. The judicial exit. Justice Omotola Eyutatu has officially recused himself from case FHC ABJ CS 20/2026 involving Abubakar Malami. The assets at stake. The 213.2 billion naira case involves 57 high-value properties, including Raihan University and multiple commercial plazas. The legal loophole. Because the judge stepped down, the case must be reassigned and start from scratch, effectively delaying a final ruling on the forfeiture of the assets. How does this legal maneuver actually work? In Nigeria, when a judge recuses themselves, the case is basically deleted from the current court's progress. The next judge cannot just continue from where the last one stopped. They have to hear every argument again. This is a massive drain on public resources and a huge advantage for the defendant. While the legal dance continues, Malami remains a free man, sleeping in his house, while his university and hotels continue to make money. The interim forfeiture becomes just a piece of paper without a judge to sign the final order. Look at how high-profile corruption cases are handled in other countries. In some systems, a judge cannot just quit without a massive investigation into why. But in Nigeria, personal reasons is a get-out-of-jail-free card for the judicial process. This sends a signal to the international community that if you steal enough money, you can paralyze the system. It affects our investor confidence and makes the world see our judiciary as a playground for the elite. The compromised system point. Critics argue that the bench is under attack. If a federal judge can be forced off a 213 billion naira case, what hope does the common man have? They believe money or phone calls from above are dictating the pace of justice. The defense right point. Malami's legal team, led by heavyweights, argues that the case is duplicative litigation and that he's being persecuted. They insist that the judge's resignation is a personal matter and that Malami has the right to a fair, untainted trial. The ripple effect here is a total loss of faith in the anti-corruption war. If Malami falls, who else does he drag down with him? He was the Attorney General for 8 years. He knows where all the bodies are buried. Is this recusal a soft landing engineered by powerful forces in the current government who don't want him to speak? The silence from the Ministry of Justice is deafening, and it's making Nigerians believe that the big men have successfully bought their freedom. My people, this matter choke. Do you think this judge stepped down because of a genuine personal conflict, or do you smell a rat? Do you think money changed hands? I want to read your honest opinion in the comment section below. Abeg, make we keep exposing these judicial gymnastics. Smash that like button now and subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss the updates when the new judge is named. Last month, we discussed the interim forfeiture. User Justice Seeker 77 said, "Watch how they will delay this case until we forget." Omo, you be prophet. They are not just delaying, they are restarting the whole thing. What is the future forecast? It will take weeks, maybe months for the chief judge to reassign this case. Once a new judge is named, expect Malami's team to file fresh preliminary objections to challenge the court's jurisdiction all over again. We predict this case will drag on until the 2027 election cycle begins, making it a political bargaining chip. The key points recap. Before we go, let's recap the disaster. Judge Justice Eyutatu has quit the Malami 213 billion naira case suddenly. The de novo delay. The case must now start from the very beginning under a new judge. 213.2 billion naira assets, 57 properties including a university and estates are still in Malami's orbit. Judicial pressure. There is a disturbing trend of judges recusing themselves from big political cases in 2026. The soft landing. Suspicions are high that powerful forces are protecting Malami to keep him from talking. As we wait for the next move from the Federal High Court, the eyes of the world are on our judges. Will the next person have the courage to see this through? Justice is dead on arrival if the system keeps resetting itself. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and let's keep the pressure on. I go see you in the next update. One love.